Hi, buddy. I'm Mike Hayes, president of the New Economy Chamber of Commerce, and I'm so glad that you're here tonight. We have, I think, an amazing development that has occurred that really has allowed us to dramatically increase your odds of achieving success in this new economy because of the new sharing platforms, all the way to becoming a VIP of the new economy. So, what I want to do is I want to first share the strategy with you that I've developed along with Omar and Sunil and other professionals that I work with. So we are really, I think my partners are amazing. So I think they're really a dream team of experts in the new economy. And that's what I want to share with you. That this is a huge strategy. I doubt very much that you've seen any strategy quite like this before. And the unique thing about it is, and really I think the beauty of it is the sum of the parts are made up of things that you may have heard of before, but a lot of the things you may not have heard of, and the way that we have combined them in a very unique and powerful way is also very unique. So what we want to do is we want to tell you about the 2 hours that we do on Tuesday, one at 5 p.m. Pacific time from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. And that is our professional level networking and social selling for people who want to succeed in the new economy. And then from 6 to 7, we host the VIPs of the new economy. And this is about our national broadcast AM, FM radio show on hundreds of stations, both across the United States and around the world. So what I want to do, I want to boil this down into a community that you can really get your head around, because there's so much more to this than just technology. It's about human-to-human networking, either one-to-one or one-to-many. I think we have just about every component of marketing available, but where you can get in, where you fit in. So I want to share the strategy with you. And then what we're also going to do is we're going to provide social media coaching, communication coaching, mentoring, all the way up to traditional media mentoring and marketing and coaching. But again, I look at it, I could have called this the 4 pillars of the new economy. But since one of the things that we really want to do is tie it into the media strategy that is worldwide, but also into your local chamber of commerce or into your local meetup group, like I said, so that we're also networking one-to-one or one-to-many, really bringing people into the equation. It's not just about technology, but it's also not only about analog networking at chamber of commerce meetings or meetup groups, or your whatever local BNI or whatever local networking group you may belong to. What we really want to do is help you take that analog networking, person to person, and really expand the influence of it, the power of it dramatically, and really help you to grow your business and also your local meetup group or even your local chamber of commerce. So I want to share some information with you. And one of the things that I think is so cool about this, I always look for things that cycle back into each other, okay? What goes around comes around, and that's kind of how I look at this. And the way that I've set this up to be, I think, the ultimate collaboration tool for anybody's. I don't care if you're not technology driven. I don't care if you're a speaker or not a speaker, an expert or not an expert. We have something virtually for everybody. So now, one of the things that I want to concentrate on is I always like to coach about what we are doing at the moment, okay? So right now, we are using one of the cornerstones of the new economy. What I mean is that we curate the best practices for networking and social selling in the new economy, and we make our choices. After we look at everything, we pick which ones we think are the best practices. Somebody has to do it. There's so many options out there. You try and do everything, and that's why most people are just spinning their wheels and really getting nowhere. That's part of what we want to do, is help you to break out from being a professional all the way up to the VIP, because you know what the difference between a professional and an amateur is? Amateurs don't get paid for their efforts because they're not good enough. So we're here to help anybody who wants to take it up to the pro level, all the way to the VIP level. And right now we're using Zoom video meeting technology. A lot of component parts of that. One of the things we're going to drill down to is into different technologies and how they have changed because of the new economy. Because if you're not current, you risk a huge setback or even becoming obsolete. So it's difficult to stay current, and we're going to stay current and curate the new economy so that you don't have to. But we are using a Zoom meeting right now, and this is going to be great for you, as you'll learn, for see the little list there, digital networking. This is one way to invite your local Chamber of Commerce members or your target audience to a Zoom meeting, either one-to-one. I could have a conversation with you one-to-one and be happy to, or one-to-many. So that's one thing. Now, one of the things we're going to talk about, we're going to have discussions about the new economy, because one of the things about the new economy, as an expert author, coach, lifestyle coach, business coach, whatever your experiences that you want to monetize, that makes you a resource, a go-to resource in the new economy. Well, that's what the new economy is about, is sharing resources. For example, to make it simple, you've heard of Uber. Well, Uber is a platform to make it easy for people to share their car, share their time, give somebody a ride. That's a resource, and Uber promotes that resource. Or Airbnb. If you have a room in your house and you want somebody to be able to stay in it, that is a resource. You are a resource provider, okay? And then you have Airbnb as a platform. Well, LinkedIn has transitioned from resume posting to becoming a resource promotion site. So if you are an expert or an author, or you just want to be a freelance coach of some kind, you become a resource, and now there are new ways. LinkedIn is one of a number of new platforms which you can use to promote yourself and your offer, because you want to monetize your experience, right? Either through a job or through the new economy. So we're going to talk about that, and we're going to talk about how this is the collaboration network. And when you collaborate with us, we help you to collaborate with many people, okay? Omar and I met as a collaboration in our mastermind group. And since then, things have really taken off. So collaborations can be a big, big key to your success. And we're here to help you to understand that. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the new economy. And get this. What we want to do is teach you and help you to see that, seriously, your biggest competitive advantage today is to be current in your understanding of this new economy. Understanding this is going to be what separates you from your competitors, both in the number of clients you can get, but also in your attractiveness to new clients. If you are someone who's a specialist and you understand the new economy, and your competitor doesn't, he's not going to have a clue. You're going to be miles ahead of him. Like I always say, it'd be like going to your tax guy and say, well, you're really up on the new tax bill, right? And he doesn't have a clue. Well, obviously, he's going to lose his competitive advantage very, very quickly if he is not staying current. So that's one thing we're going to do is interviews. And we're going to coach you on your presentation, and depending upon what it is you want to accomplish, it can be what you're saying or how you're positioning yourself. We're going to listen. I mean, I've been at this for about 30 years, folks. I have worked with thousands and thousands of entrepreneurs, and I often know their questions that are sometimes in the back of their mind even more clearly than they do, because I've just been at this for so long. And believe me, I've made more mistakes than anybody has a right to and still be in business. I've learned from those mistakes, and I don't want you to have to make them. So we're going to talk about the different ways that the media has changed. For example, we want to teach you, because, and the reason I say, I don't care if you are an infopreneur. I really don't care. It doesn't matter. I believe this is universally true. Even if you've never been into a Chamber of Commerce mixer, you don't even know what they are. Let me just tell you real quick, the reason these are very, very important for you, even for infopreneurs, is to avoid mistakes. Here's what I mean. Now, for younger people who may not even know what a Chamber of Commerce is, the first Chamber of Commerce was started in 1599 in Marseille, France. And they have proliferated because they help bring communities together, they help bring business people together, and they help build and grow business and communities. Well, they are very vibrant throughout the United States, but they've been around a long time, and a lot of executives and members have not caught up with the new economy. So that's one of the things that we really want to do, is to help you make that transition to the new economy. And you can start, and if you don't like chambers of commerce, you don't belong to a chamber of commerce, you don't know what they are, you can likewise use a meetup group to start with that person to person, and then expand that networking from person to person to one to many to one to global if you want. So my point is, if you're an infopreneur, you still want to get feedback. I sold $1 million a year, 15 straight years, my own audio books. I can tell you more about that story. But I started small, and I grew it out of success, one thing at a time. So by starting local, you can start to get clients, you can start to get their feedback, you can start to make sales, and then your odds of achieving success are going to be dramatically different. So let's say, for discussion purposes, that you get in where you fit in, that may or may not be at your local networking group, your local meetup, or your local chamber of commerce. If it's not, you want to start at a higher level, you can do that too. I am recording because that's part of what we're going to talk about, is new money media. New money media includes both posting the ongoing video like this onto our LinkedIn channel. And you're going to learn how LinkedIn is now more about channels and resources, okay? Very, very important. We're going to talk about that. And then how we can take that, fine-tune things there, and then even go right to national media and promote our LinkedIn channel on national media. So I want to go through this quickly. Now, I want you to know that we're also going to be drilling down, because, you know, a lot of technology goes all the way to the master level, mastermind level. But what we want to do is help you to understand kind of the entry level, to keep it simple, fast, quickest route to short-term cash flow that you can get to. Okay, that's what we're going to talk about here in the New Economy Chamber. But if you want to drill down, we've got the opportunities. We've got the world's top pros to help you to do that. And again, I believe that Zoom, which we're using right now to record, is the network king. We're going to drill down, teach you how to use that if you want to. And then what I want to show you is that we have our free time Saturdays, 9 o'clock, to help you stay current and get ready for your upcoming sales for the coming week. So 9 o'clock on Saturday, Pacific time, I do an overview of what's new in the new economy to get you ready so that you are current, really up to date as you're planning that week's sales. Then at 10 o'clock, Omar and I get together. We have our weekly collaboration session. That starts at 10:10 a.m. Pacific time. So if you're changing your LinkedIn profile, you want some feedback, you want somebody to talk to, bounce it off. People have been there, done that, have that kind of professional experience, along with other peers that will be there. Bring that. You get 7 minutes to share something, ask for something, or promote something. And Omar, I'll kind of run through all of the rundown of the rules in that particular meeting. But we want to make the best use of everybody's time so you get the most out of it. So that's a key, and I want you to be aware of that. And then at 11:30, I do Mike's notes, like Cliff's notes. That's just a short summary of everything we learned that day. Those are all free. Then we have the pro level. That's every Tuesday at 5 p.m. for people who want to take it up to the pro level, use a pro strategy, and really, I believe, potentially even double the revenues that they have gotten out of their Chamber of Commerce membership. So let's say you're making $100,000 a year at your local Chamber of Commerce just from networking and the business you're getting out of it. I believe you have the potential to even double that amount. So these kind of conversations could be worth as much as $100,000 or more to you over a period of time. Now, we don't make any sales promises. I'm just telling you straight up what I believe, man to man, person to person. So this is taking things to a pro level. And that's what we want to do. That's what we do on Tuesdays at 5 p.m., okay? So again, now if you are a member of the New Economy Chamber of Commerce, now right now we're having an open house, okay? But this is kind of unusual because this is part of the launch time. We promised when we did our ribbon cutting at WeWork that we were going to get feedback from you. That's what we're here for, is to gather your feedback. Posting this on LinkedIn channel, then I'm going to be emailing it out like replays for people who missed it, because we understand a lot of people, can't be here. And the good thing is all you have to do is show up or sign up. So if you can't be here, self-paced coaching, you can learn at your own pace from the replays, okay? And then you'll stay up with the rest of the group and be able to interact on an ongoing basis. So when we post on Meetup, and then I'm going to interview you, Omar is going to interview you, we can have other people interview you. We want to hear you be able to practice your presentation. The difference between doing your resource presentation at a Chamber of Commerce during analog times, usually you get sometimes as little as 30 seconds, sometimes 60 seconds. But here, 7 minutes or longer. So we're talking about the ability to really have the chance to drill down with other people, either live or digitally. Because once you start there, you can take it to a half-hour webinar, how we're going to teach you how to use Zoom for webinars and meetup promotions and Eventbrite, all kinds of different ways to promote once you have your digital story captured digitally, okay? And that can be through an interview or storytelling. So even if you're only doing a 30-second presentation at your local chamber, believe it or not, that makes you officially a speaker, okay? Maybe a micro speaker, maybe it's short, but you are officially a speaker. Now, that may be 60 seconds, 5 minutes. We can talk more about that. But with time sped up so much, the joke is that today a paragraph is now a bullet point. So even a 60-second networking presentation makes you a speaker today. Now, we want to help you to be able to, we want to interview you, and then we're going to post this content on LinkedIn. And again, a collaboration. How do you monetize your LinkedIn profile? By having a lot of content posted to it that you can comment on. So when we interview you, not only are we going to post it on our LinkedIn channel, we're going to send it to you so you can post it on your LinkedIn channel. You can add comments to it so that you get Google love and you get search engine optimization. So that's part of what the new money media is on LinkedIn. Like I say, that's on both our LinkedIn channel and your LinkedIn channel that we'll tell you about how to start. If you are not current or you hate LinkedIn or whatever, I also want to tell you that part of our dream team, we have a team that is composed of experts at every part of the new economy, okay? In fact, our LinkedIn experts have produced profiles for 85,000 people and professionals. So they've taken all of that experience and totally know how LinkedIn has changed to a new resource sharing platform. So I just want to tell you some of the things, teasing some of the things that are ahead. And now I want to give you a little taste of one of our experts from LinkedIn. Again, this is not only coaching, mentoring, but it's also step-by-step mentoring and step-by-step help in everything from LinkedIn to Meetup to email to Zoom and all the different ways we've learned for making money in the new economy. So listen to my friend Viveka Von Rosen, who spoke at our meeting at WeWork when we really launched and had our ribbon cutting ceremony. Lafayette Chamber of Commerce, my home chamber, was there. Viveka was there and she spoke.
Yay! The new LinkedIn profile, or rather the new look of the LinkedIn profile. So on the left-hand side, you can see the old profile. So it's what, a year old now. And on the right-hand side, you can see the newest iteration of the user interface of the LinkedIn profile. So let's take a look at some of the big differences.
Okay, now, I wanted to make this short and sweet, like I say, Mike's notes, but I wanted to give you a little sampling of the coaching that's ahead for you and the level of expertise. And did you notice how current she is? We're talking about the beta version of the new part of LinkedIn. Here's a little more on it, about how it's gone from whatever you thought it was, and so many of these things that maybe you thought you knew about LinkedIn or Meetup or Zoom or whatever, they have changed specifically because of the new economy. Listen to how LinkedIn has changed.
It's the best way of explaining how most people do their LinkedIn profiles and how they really should be doing their LinkedIn profiles. And so a lot of us have created LinkedIn profiles that are simply resumes. I mean, back in the day, you could literally upload your resume and LinkedIn would fill it into the right places. And so a lot of folks just stopped at that. But the fact is, your LinkedIn profile is so much more than a resume. It's a resource where you get to provide information to your audience, to your prospects, where you get to speak to your prospects, where again, you get to address their challenges, their points of pain, where you get to share your knowledge, not in a pushy way, but where you really get to position yourself as an expert or experts within your industry. And from that kind of sharing, you create curiosity. You want to click on that see more. And that's really what we want our audience to do, is click on see more, show more, because we want to use all that real estate. It does build your credibility. It's always better to have someone else say you're an expert than you tell everyone you're an expert, or be able to model your expertise rather than say, hey, I'm an expert, even though if you've got interviews, if you've got testimonials, and this is before we even talk about endorsements and recommendations, right? But interviews, testimonials, product demonstrations, all of those things can help to grow credibility, and it really helps the buyer to relate to you because they self-identify. They read themselves in your profile because you're actually addressing them.
That's my point, is that we want to actually address how to get new business in the new economy. Now, the next step over here on the left, as you can see, as we kind of move down from the new media on LinkedIn, how about new media radio? Now, this is for our 6 o'clock mastermind group. This is for the people that, maybe they have a book, or they want to create a course or do a sales funnel with Omar, or some global project that they want, or they want to make it easier to get in the door and raise their status to the level of as featured on NBC, ABC, CBS. You're going to hear more about the coverage that we have on hundreds of broadcast AM, FM radio stations. But I want you to see how this grouping, these connections from it can be this simple. I interview you here, okay? Let's say next week you come on, we network with other people, and I interview you, and with your permission, okay? Then when that goes on to our LinkedIn channel, then all of a sudden you're now on our LinkedIn channel with your story reaching out to other people. Then from that, those are the people that we are going to take, the ones that our editorial board think are the best or most appropriate for the new money broadcast radio show. And then look what happens. We're going to take those interviews, and people are going to be able to appear on national radio directly through this process right here that you're watching. Think of like the American Idol show. People come, and they come, with their talent, and they kind of get weeded out, and some make it all the way to the top. Well, that's what we're doing. This is just a process to find the very best voices that can speak not only about themselves, how they're working in the new economy, but also help us explain to other people what the new economy is all about. So by being here, you're going to learn about the new economy, and you're going to be better able to position yourself and the resource that you want people to buy from you, whether it's a skill or talent, experience, coaching, whatever it is, because you know how to position yourself within this new economy, okay? Now, here's what happens. Once we have the show on, we're going to be talking about, among other things, this ongoing show on our LinkedIn channel. So even if you don't make it to the national radio show, by being on our LinkedIn channel, being here, being interviewed, being promoted here, going to the LinkedIn channel is going to get national promotion on an ongoing basis, not only in long form, but also spots that drive traffic directly to our LinkedIn channel where they can find you in these new resource sharing platforms. So this is pretty darn exciting stuff, and it's only the beginning of what you've seen so far. Let me go on. The next step. So once your interview airs on New Money Radio, that means that you have had your interview on hundreds of AM, FM broadcast radio stations, NBC, CBS, ABC, Fox. Well, once you've done that, that interview can actually become the first chapter in an audio book. And you can start to make money with just the first chapter of your audio book. We can use somebody like Fiverr to create a great cover for it, a book cover that shows you as the author of your own audio book. Now you have reached a new status of being a published author, a go-to leading authority in your topic, okay? That's how people perceive people who are authors. That book cover can go right into every Gmail signature, email signature that you ever send to anybody. So all of a sudden, send the email. There's your picture at the bottom of your email, and they can click on that and hear the first chapter. Maybe it's the 7 things to avoid before you buy a house, or things you need to do before you get a mortgage, or those kind of things. Now you can keep adding to your audio book. So the next step is, how can you use your audio book with email list building, okay? I just gave you some of the tips. These are some of the things we're going to drill more down into. And then building your own community, whether it is one-to-one, person-to-person. Mike, I really don't like to do digital networking. I want to meet one-to-one. Fine. That's what I'm saying. It could be at your local chamber, your BNI group, your local networking group, your meetup group. And by the way, we're going to talk about all these things. Did you know that the $20 billion company called WeWork just bought Meetup? So Meetup is now a huge part of the new economy. I'm telling you, everything you thought you knew about a lot of these things, it's ancient history. Because, unless you're current, you might as well be marketing in ancient Rome or trying to sell buggy whips, okay? So that's why you've got to be current. New Money Radio runs on major outlets such as NBC, ABC, CBS, and Fox. That is great credibility. Now, remember I said at the beginning, what goes around comes around? Well, look at this. Well, let's say you're in you have a meetup group. Let's say you're in a local chamber of commerce, whatever it is. All of this, everything that I've described to you, can come right back to your local marketing face-to-face. For example, you go to your local chamber and you say, hey, come on, join our new Chamber of Commerce Zoom meeting. And then all of a sudden, your friend comes, they become part of it. Your prospect comes, they become part of it. Now you have ongoing networking with them through us outside of the Chamber of Commerce. You can do your own Zoom meeting with them. We could post all of this on Meetup and say, meet you at your local Chamber of Commerce, or meet you at your Meetup group. I mean, the opportunities here, the list just goes on and on what the potential of this particular multimedia strategy is. Because after 20 years in the TV infomercial industry, I learned from down to the bottom of my feet, tip of my toes, the key is that every form of marketing and media has its strengths and its weakness. When you do multimedia integration, multi-networking practices like this, then the strength of one offsets the inherent weakness of the other. So that's how you get exponential sales growth. Now, our team, our meetup group, where I met Omar through our mentor, Sunil Bhaskaran, has grown so phenomenal. And get this. Now, I come from traditional media. That's where audiences tend to be shrinking and shrinking and shrinking. That's why when I spotted what Sunil was doing with Meetup, his Meetup group was growing. When I spotted it, it was at 60,000 members. Well, since then, it has grown every 20 minutes, 24/7, 365, where it is now over 100,000 in the Meetup organization. So can we help you with Meetup? Absolutely. Does this all tie into making your current Meetup more successful? Wherever you're meeting with your clients, this all works to help you to drive traffic and create more authority. That's why we say we call this the New Money Radio Interview and Expert Resources. We call it the New Money Strategy, okay? And that what goes around comes around. And again, back to the beginning, you still want this to feel like a community, because one of the problems with the new economy is loneliness. We want people to get together. We encourage them to get together. We encourage them to share resources, share us as a resource. And we're going to talk about how that can become a whole nother residual income opportunity for you as well. People want what they want, when they want, whenever they want it, okay? And that has to be the same thing with us. So that's why we have gone out of our way to make things available to you on your own self-paced learning needs or requirements or demands. We want to be where you want, on demand, whenever you need us. So if you can't make it to a live meeting, if you sign up, no problem, then you are eligible to receive our replays, and we are more than happy to send them to you. So you could be watching me at 2 o'clock in the morning, even though I've long since gone to bed, okay? So that's the beauty of the new economy. And again, we want to be here with on-demand resources in the new economy, this is your New Economy Chamber to the rescue. Wherever you are, whatever your challenges are in your business, we've got solutions for you. So we want to be on the spot as you need us. Now, here's a little background about me. My background was with the NBC in New York for about 10 years and KGO Radio in San Francisco and CNN TV News as a correspondent, and then about 20 years in the TV infomercial industry. Here is our meetup mentor, our meetup mastermind mentor, our friend Sunil Bhaskaran. I have been tasked to bring our meetup group up here to San Francisco, to Oakland, where I'm speaking Thursday at the city of Oakland. Invited me to speak at the Oakland City Hall for Entrepreneur Week. And I'll be there at 1:30, and I'm going to be shooting a lot of video there. So if you want to meet me in person, that's the place I'll be speaking. If you're in Northern California, I'd love to have you come and join us. And it's going to be quite a big event. There's a lot of people registered, so you're going to meet a lot of resources and see a lot of opportunities and a lot of people. So more than we can share in one sitting. That's why we say, come. You don't have to learn it all at once, but just show up. Start to learn by osmosis at your own pace, and you're going to be in good shape. Now, this is a message to you about our broadcast show. This is a big expansion. When we started the show, we were scheduled to be on under 100 of the broadcast AM, FM radio stations. Pretty exciting. Way, way, way above most people who maybe have a internet radio show, and they may have listeners, they may not have listeners. With a weekly reach of 5 million listeners that Sports Byline has, to run on 100 stations was very, very exciting. But listen to this. This is the news we got from our syndicator at our ribbon-cutting ceremony at WeWork in Walnut Creek. Here's the expansion opportunity as told by Darren Peck.
Hi, everyone. This is Darren Peck, president of Sports Byline USA. And I want to send out my best to congratulate my longtime friend, Mike Hayes. Actually helped launch Sports Byline 30 years ago. And through that time, he's always had his eye on exciting developments in business, in broadcast, in media, and found a way now to tie all that together along with the New Economy Chamber of Commerce. We're excited to launch New Money Radio. We'll be sending it out to terrestrial radio, broadcast stations around the U.S., to Sirius and XM, to the American Forces Network around the world, 500 outlets, 168 countries, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, Stitcher, iTunes, Audible, essentially everywhere people are getting their audio from these days. We're there, and New Money Radio will be there. So again, very excited to be working with Mike, and congratulations, all the best from your friends at Sports Byline.
All right. We're here. We're excited. We've got an amazing team. We want to help you and hope you will join us. Bring your story here. We want to help you to fine-tune it and perfect it and gain clarity and understand how to reach more people, how to get more clients, how to be more empowered in your networking, and how to really be a thought leader and a recognized expert in the new economy. So for all of my friends in commerce here at the New Economy Chamber of Commerce, until next week, I'm Mike Hayes. Thanks for joining me.